Good morning. We are back to a Monday here. Didn't do really any recording over the weekend. We had a busy wrestling weekend. Both boys wrestled on Saturday, and then Lincoln decided he wanted to wrestle in a tournament yesterday on Sunday. So they both did really well. Go out there and wrestle hard. So it was a fun weekend, but it was a long weekend, and honestly, I wasn't in the shop at all. We were strictly wrestling this weekend. So I think when I last left off, we were down as far as machining goes due to the compressor being down. The belts broke, so the belts came in on Saturday, carrying them right here. So the first thing I got to do out here is I got to get the compressor back up and running, swap these belts out, and then so we can get back to machining some parts. Alright, so the way this works is here's the motor here. See the belts on the other side. And the weight of the motor plus tightening down on this spring is how you tension the belts. So the first thing I need to do is I need to loosen these two nuts all the way, so then all I'm fighting is the weight of the motor and not also these nuts in the spring here. So I'll do that now. Alright, so now these are loose. The springs, there's no compression on the spring. So now the only thing tightening or tensioning the belts is just the weight of the motor, because it's on like almost like a lever here. So now I'll go run back and see if I can swap these belts out. Alright, I got two new belts on here now. You can see this one's got a bunch of writing on it, and then this one doesn't for some reason. But two new belts, and since only one of the belts had broken and one was still on here, it made it a lot easier to change with one person, because the motor was still being held up by one of the belts, so I could do it pretty easily. If they both break, you usually have to have two people, one to kind of lift the motor up and then the other one to start slipping the belts on. But so now all I gotta do is I gotta go back to those bolts over there, tighten them down to tension these belts, because you can see there's still a lot of slop in them. So tighten that down, tension it, and we should be back up and running. Alright, moment of truth here. Looks and sounds good. Alright, so panels are back on the compressor. It's up and running. I set a reminder to check the tension on those belts in a couple days, because new belts tend to stretch, so I want to recheck the tension. But yeah, just waiting for pressure to build back up, and then gotta get all these machines up and running. Parts that they probably should have been running over the weekend, but it is what it is. These things happen. I ordered extra belts this time, so if it were to happen again, I can at least be back up and running right away. That was my fault on this run. But yeah, like I said, it is what it is. So happy Monday, let's get going. Alright, so I'm getting ready to get landed off the bus. This machine is running model 921, both the top caps and the M base plates at the same time. The lathe is running some stainless America handles right now. And the pause number 2 here is running stainless America heads, both the top caps and the base plates. So we had a pretty good day. Devin got a lot done, stacked up some more orders for her to get ready to continue processing. So pretty good day. I was a little quiet on the video today because kind of had our head down and got some stuff done on Monday. So I'm gonna grab Landon off the bus and then go pick up Lincoln, and we have wrestling practice tonight. But yeah, just gonna see what else we get into. Hello, it is actually the afternoon on Tuesday. I had some appointments this morning. Devin's been out in the shop. I just went out, got some machines running. I'm back now. I'm gonna head out to the shop for the rest of the day. But here's take a look at what's going on today. So the kids had a delay this morning because of weather. And then they actually got out of school early because of weather. Look at all this rain we're getting. It was actually icy this morning, and now it's just an absolute disaster. Look at all that water. Streams are flooding. It's it's a beautiful day here in southwestern Pennsylvania. Alright, so I'm getting ready to call it a day out here. I got all 3 machines up and running. I'll probably pop out here at least one more time tonight, reload them so they can run overnight. But here, I'll just give you a quick run through of how we schedule our orders on the machine. So if you look here, this corresponds to each pallet location. So we can run, a little loud, but base plates, top caps, base plates, top caps on the op1 pallet on the machine. And then you can see, so here's the order number, here's what the base plate is, stainless steel, and then this number pertains to which program number that component gets, and that gets loaded, this number gets loaded into a main program that then calls all of these sub-programs. So this will all run without me having to intervene. And then here's the top cap program. So this is kind of how we get as much uptime on the spindle as possible, so I can really run 4 complete razor heads of any combination in one shot. And if you look here, every order gets the order summary printed out, which for this BYOR spells out all of the components that were ordered, and then I fill out one of these cards that then lists all the steps that those components have to go to. So the ones that are X'd out, that means those components don't go to those steps. Because this is an as-machined component, it doesn't get a lot of the finishing steps that some of the other ones do, like sandblast, bead blast. And then as they get completed, we just check them off, and that way we know each component has gone through all the correct steps. And then the other thing we do is we use Airtable to track where every order is. So here's all the steps, and then here's the active orders. All of these over here are in the queue, so they're getting ready to go on the machine. Then they go to the machine, hand finishing, and then based off of that card, they go to each of these steps. And you can actually view this exact Airtable page from our website. So if you've ordered something and you want to know where it is, you can go to our website, go to the order tracking page, and see exactly where your order is in the manufacturing process. So that helps. It helps us track where things are in the shop. So tomorrow Devin can come in and say, okay, hand finishing, here's all these orders, start cranking them out, and then you can click and move it over to each other step as you complete them. So it's a good way for us to track and to let the customers see where their orders are. So that's just a quick overview of how we kind of track orders throughout the shop. And we're constantly tweaking and improving that process, but that's something that's been working pretty well for us. Helps us stay a little bit more organized, helps us be a little bit more efficient. So I am going to take the lathe over here, just finished up, so I'm going to go restart it, and then I'm going to head in, grab some dinner, hang out with Ashley and the kids. Looks like it finally might be done raining. The sky looks kind of cool. It's oddly warm out. I think it's like 50 degrees out. And super muddy.